everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a dupe video for you guys. I don't know what that was for, it was so dramatic. So yeah, I was contacted by a company called Hush, and they are, I do believe, an American brand. They sent me over some goodies, and as I was playing with them I was a bit like, I feel like I own some of these products, or I have seen products like this online. So yeah, I'm going to share them for you, swatch them for you, and we'll see whether they are dupes. Okay, so I literally received this today. I will say, if there's anything you sort of like the look of and you are from the UK, I did have to pay import fees or custom fees or whatever we call it. So that is a little bit annoying. However, these are the goodies that I have got in here. Also, can you see how straight my teeth are becoming? Thank you, 6 Month Smiles. So the first product is one that I played with today, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but I have this on my eyes already, so I have tried and tested this guy. It's the Retro Love 14 colour eyeshadow palette from Bad Habit. They come in this sort of outer packaging, and then you have the actual palette here, which looks like this. It's really nice and sturdy, like it feels like a really good sort of palette. Oh, this is what the Retro Love palette looks like. And can we see any sort of similarity between palettes that have been recently sort of used on YouTube, or any new releases? And I think this looks a teeny little bit like the ABH I can't even, is it the Subculture palette? I can't remember what it's called, but you know the one, the recent one where it was meant to be all powdery. This for me, even though I don't have it, is a complete and utter dupe. So I'm not going to swatch all of them, but I'm just going to swatch a few of the different textures. For me, in this palette I used Revolution, which is this goldy shade here. I also used Mod, which is this one up here. And I also used Rebel on Fab, which are these two colours just there, and they blended really nice into the eyes. Like, they were super blendable. The only issue with this is the darker shade, which is Mod, which is this greeny one up here. As I applied it with a synthetic brush, I found that some of the product had broken down, so it wasn't as sort of rich and pigmented as it was when I put it on my eye. However, when I used my finger to sort of push the product in, the product stayed and it didn't move whilst I was sort of blending. So I think there's maybe a few applications, sort of a few things you can do with experimenting with application when it comes to eyeshadows. And I personally just think using your hands or your fingers for applying eyeshadows is the best thing you can do. I zoomed you guys in just because I want to show you sort of a few close-ups and stuff. So the first one I've taken is Psychedelic, which is a pink reflex with a white base, and I don't know if you can see, but it is a little bit patchy as I'm picking it up, but just like, can you see the sort of powderiness? But when you blend them in, they do transform into a really sort of beautiful colour. And I just want to try it with a synthetic brush just so I can show you guys. This one is from ABH. Just blending those in, and they apply sort of the same. That's with the brush. The other one I want to show you is Icon, which is the one I used on the middle of my eyes, and picking that up on my finger, that is really nice. And then swatched on my hand, it looks like this. Then just using it on the brush, I'm literally taking just 2 swipes into the palette, like I'm not doing much at all. I've also not used any Fix Plus, like, at all. So that's with the brush, but can you see what I mean? This was with the finger and that was with the finger as well. I feel like you get more payoff with your fingers, but it's up to you. What I want to take is Rebel, which is this sort of very awful looking shade. It's like a mustard shade. And I'm popping that. Again, it's slightly chalky, a little bit powdery, but that is the same with every eyeshadow. And then I'm also just taking it, I'm also trying to do this in the mirror, so I'm so sorry if this is not like working out great. But there you go, you can see with the brush. I'm taking Mod, which is the nice greeny sort of shade that I used on my outer V, and I just want to show you guys just quickly. So I'm using a brush there, awful swatches, I am so sorry. And then just use it with my finger. And I just wanted to show you guys what happens when you sort of blend it. Like, can you just see that the colour is not as sort of pigmented, but when you apply it with your fingers, like, it does stay. Okay, so the next palette I want to talk about is called the Sugar palette from Face Candy, and this contains 18 coloured eyeshadows, which looks like this. The packaging for this is so fun and cute. Like, I love this. So this is what this looks like. It's in like a tin almost. So this is what this little guy looks like. So the first one I'm going to swatch is whipped cream, which is this one here, and it's always good to have sort of a light colour in the palette. Oh, that went on really nice. It is a little bit chalky, which will mean that of course it is going to have some fallout as it applied with a brush. Again, you can't see it very well. Maybe with Fix Plus you can, but like I said, I'm just backing up my theory that the best way to apply eyeshadows is with your fingers. I'm also going to take Cherry Pie, which is the one next to it, and that's like a really beautiful sort of pinky raspberry shade. It is so pretty. I'm going to try this with a little bit of Fix Plus on the brush. Oh yeah, now we're talking. So this is almost like a rose gold pinky shade, and with the brush you can see the gold in that one. You guys have the Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. It's the darkest shade in that palette, which looks identical to this one up here. That's working a bit better. Again, I don't think you guys are going to be able to see sort of the glimmery pink glitters in that shade, but hopefully you can. I just want to test that actually. I just want to see, sort of do the blending. Not bad. Not bad. The colour is staying put and it's not lightening at all. So I think that's quite an important thing to do when you're sort of swatching colours, because they look beautiful until you put them on your eyes and then you find that all the colour will blend away, and it's heartbreaking. So next I'm taking S'mores, which is this beautiful warm terracotta shade there. Just popping that. Oh, that is stunning. That is lovely. And then I'm also going to take Pistachio. This palette, I'm so sorry about the swatches. That is stunning. I love this palette. I think the quality of it is absolutely fantastic. I love the packaging. Like, how cute is this? Wonderful product. Okay, next is from Bad Habit, which was the same as the Retro Love palette. This contains even 14 colour eyeshadows, and it has a little slide out of packaging, and it looks like this. And you'll be very surprised that this looks exactly like the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This here is a very similar dupe. The colours are literally identical. They have just sort of switched them around the palette a little bit. I'm going to use this as a comparison rather than how it fares with sort of brush application as well. I can't talk today, by the way, you guys. So this here is from the Royals palette, so I'm just going to swatch this on the back of my hand, and they feel super creamy, and it's even stained like my hand. I'm using a sock, by the way, because I can't find my wet wipes anywhere. So yeah, that's what those guys look like. And then I'm just going to swatch the similar ones from the Modern Renaissance palette. Oh my god, that was that is what you call a very awful swatch. But Jesus Christ, look how similar they are. Oh my god, I'm definitely going to try and test these, and I might do a video of using this palette on one eye and this on another eye, and just see if there is any difference, because they even fold back the exact same. So that is amazing, and I am super pleased about that. Okay, so next, this is from Bad Habit, and this is their Rose Highlight Collection. The highlight palette is just stunning. This is really nice. I think this is a dupe for the Nicole Guerrero. I can't remember what highlight palette it was, but the one that she brought out, and I'm pretty sure this is probably a dupe for it, because Bad Habit tend to dupe a lot of ABH palettes, which is awesome. Pick up all of the top 3 shades. Let's try it. Let's see if, oh damn, they feel like butter. Like, they almost have like a slightly oily feeling to them, which is really nice, because you can tell that they're going to blend into the skin quite nicely. I'm taking the bottom shades as well, which is the more sort of golden shade one, which just here, that one feels not as super buttery, but hey ho. So that is those guys. swatch. I'm really sorry if you guys can see any of the shadows underneath, but they have literally like stained my hand. The pigmentation is just crazy, like they ain't playing around. The last product I want to talk about makeup wise is this amazing holographic unicorn glow palette, which just looks insane. This is from Face Candy, which is the same as the Sugar Shadow palette. And again, this looks identical. This is just mesmerizing. Like, I love this. A mirror in here, and also this insert which comes with every one. And I think this is a dupe for, again, another Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I can't really remember which one. It has sort of this holographic like base for the pans to go into, which is amazing. So I'm going to swatch the top shades, which is Wonder, Dream and Stardust. Ooh, Dream is a little bit powdery. Yeah, you can see, just before I rub it in, can you guys just see the middle? I don't know if you can see it, but the middle shade is definitely quite powdery, which really is affecting its pigmentation compared to the other two. But these are quite glittery, so if you guys don't like glittery highlights, then I would probably say to stay away from these. But some people like that, some people just like that whole unicorn vibe. And then we've got the bottom shades, which is Celestial, Enchanted and Fantasy. I'm just gonna swatch. Oh, they're pretty. It will be quite fun to sort of play around with. We've got some really nice sort of really pretty holographic colours in here, which is nice. And then the last thing I received in my package was this beautiful bundle of Hush Unicorn makeup brushes. You get 10 in here, and they are all in, they are quite small actually. I was expecting them to be a little bit bigger, but then I tend to quite like detailed small brushes. They've got this amazing unicorn sort of spiral handle with a rose gold collar, and then the bristles are so soft and just beautiful. Like, they don't feel harsh or sort of scrapey or anything in any way. They feel really nice, and they feel like they're really going to buff product into the skin. So I think there is 5 face brushes which look like this. We've also got a fan brush. Another one, we've just got, again, another angled brush, which would be good for sort of contouring or applying foundation. More of sort of a angled brush, which I think would be quite good for contouring and getting in and chiseling those lines. And then we've also got this brush, which is my favourite because it's like a tulip brush, and this would be really good for applying powder or even blush. So for the eye brushes, we have one blending brush. We've just got a sort of standard eyeshadow brush here, which is again for packing on product. And then we've got this other one here, which I would say is, oh, I think I went a bit cross-eyed then. But this one's more of a, again, a blending brush, but this one's a bit more fine and a bit more tapered, so you're going to get a lot of product sort of blended with this brush. And then the last two, again, we've just got almost like a concealer brush here, which is really nice. It's all synthetic. And then lastly, I think just a bigger version of the one I just showed you. But these are so beautiful. These are lovely and very inexpensive as well. So those were my Anastasia Beverly Hills dupes. I think there was one Too-Faced one, but yeah, I just really like the idea of dupes. I get that some people get annoyed because a company will put a lot into making a product for other companies to buy it, but not everyone has sort of £40–50 to spend on eyeshadow palettes these days, and I am all for dupes, especially when they are as good quality as these ones. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed all of this today, you guys. Let me know if you pick anything up and what you decided to buy. Please go and have a look on the website because they have so many other dupes, and it's just amazing to see the quality of these products. So yeah, so thank you so much, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye.